So my mom called me today, completely stressed out. I could tell she was crying. Sounded pretty upset. She said she was having severe chest pains. I hung up on her. She can't get me on April Fool's Day. I know what's going on. Silly. I don't know why she thought I'd fall for that. So does anybody here have an older brother?
I do. Ben?
He's right. Yeah,
I do.
I actually don't give a shit. This story's about me. So I have an older brother. He's 10 years older than I am.
He's 10 years older than me.
You guys are brothers?
Yeah.
Really? Kind of look alike a little bit. Yeah, kind of.
Same hair color.
That was me.
Anyway, my brother's about 10 years older than I am. And of course he was a dick to me growing up. Probably the biggest thing when you have an older brother, maybe you guys have experienced this. When you're a little kid, no matter how many times your brother tells you that pee tastes like lemonade, it doesn't. It doesn't taste like it at all. And trust me, you'll pee all over the toilet trying to figure out how to make it work like a water fountain. He'd come in while I'm peeing all over myself and the floor and the toilet, and he'd say, "You're doing it wrong." But he never demonstrated it for me. I should have figured it out then. You know that trick when you're in bed and somebody sneaks in and they put your hand in hot water and then they put your hand in cold water and you pee the bed? Well, he was such a fucker, he wouldn't even do the water part. He would just stand there and just pee on me while I was in my bed. He'd give noogies with a hammer. The worst thing was, though, we lived in the country. Just a little ways out of town, just enough to say we lived in the country. Which people from West Virginia think it's funny when we say we live in the country, because they're like, well, I live in the country too. I live in the United States. And when we say the country, we mean there's a dirt road to get you to where you are. Anyway, there's an airport that's actually just about 5 miles from where our house was. And it worked out that the planes would fly right over our house to land. Well, I'd be outside playing, and my brother was 16 at the time. So he's old enough to stay home with me, and my 2 other little brothers, and my retarded sister that I'll get into later. She wasn't actually at the house. But anyway, so the planes would fly over, I'd be outside playing with my Tonka trucks, my Matchbox cars. He would come running out of the house, 100 miles an hour with a shotgun. Boom, boom. He would shoot at the planes when they would fly over the house. And he goes, if I ever shoot down one of those son of a bitches, I'm telling Mom and Dad you did it. I'm 6 years old, I can't even hold a shotgun. But I was scared to death. I knew that he was going to shoot down. Can you imagine being in the plane looking down? And some crazy guy runs out, shooting a shotgun. There's a crazy motherfucker out there shooting a shotgun. There's old people there, I shouldn't say motherfucker. So, yeah, thank you. There's I figured out what's going on. I think I figured out what's going on in the world. I mean, things are pretty messed up right now between tsunamis and earthquakes and wars, and people can't get along, and it's all bad. I figured out why. Makes perfect sense to me. God's probably been banging some hot chick. When I'm banging a hot chick for a couple days, my fish is lucky if it gets fed. I mean, well, here's the other thing. What do you guys think about midgets?
Yes!
Everybody likes midgets?
Yes!
They freak me out. And I figured out why they freak me out. Because when I see a midget, I want to fuck it. But what's that say about me? I want to have sex with somebody that looks like they're in 2nd grade. That's not good. So I mentioned my retarded sister. Her name's Lisa. Her name's Lisa. She's mentally handicapped. In our family, we call her retarded. I don't want to hear any of you guys use the R word, though. Since we're family, I can call her retarded. Anyway, we put her in one of those retard homes where it's co-ed, where there's other retarded people, boys and girls. Well, retard people are really horny. They're super horny, and she ended up getting pregnant at the retard home. She named it Garcia. Anyway. It came time to have the baby, so we rushed her to the hospital, and she had the baby, of course. But then we took it away from her, obviously, right away, and we replaced it with a gummy bear. And then the whole family took bets to see how long it'd be before she ate her baby. My mom won the bet. It was 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Actually, I wish there was more handicapped people here in the crowd tonight. That would be better. Because actually, the best thing about having handicapped people at your show is it's hard for them to just get up and walk out. All right, so let's talk about dicks for a minute. And I don't mean people you don't like. I was in church the other day, and I was thinking, I can put my arm on that. I was thinking, what would it be like when a guy had an orgasm instead of what normally happens? How cool would it be if fire came out? We wouldn't call them dicks anymore. We'd call them flamethrowers. But here's my biggest question that I had while I was in church. If fire came out, do you think girls would still let us come on their faces? I'll bet the ones that do, though, I bet you could pick them out of a crowd. How great would it be if you were with a chick? Oh, look, I'm walking them out. Who had that? How great would it be if you were with a girl and you took her shirt off and she was covered in scars? Like from head to toe? You'd be like, score! This chick likes to have sex. She likes to have a lot of sex. How about if you were at the bar and a girl came up to you and she said, "Can you light my cigarette?" Yeah, can you give me about 3 minutes? If you want it lit faster than that, maybe you could rub your boobs and talk dirty to me. Think about how different the Smokey Bear commercials would be. Remember Smokey Bear commercials from way back in the day? Only you can prevent forest fire. Only you. The new Smokey Bear commercials would be, "Come on guys, quit jerking off in the woods."